Hey, how you doing? We're on the discussion today, and today we got a treat for you guys. We have some folks here, and Sierra.
Talking about, let me introduce everybody, the newcomers. It's Julian, Corey, and Kristen. We're going to be talking about, what's the name of it again?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
And the bros and sis who love them.
Right.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, apparently bronies are our thing. So can one of you guys tell me what it is to be a brony?
You want to say? I got it.
Yeah, you go for it.
All right. Well, this is one of those questions that people like to ask a lot. Like, there's people who come up to me and see my wallet and like, is that a Rainbow Dash wallet? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I've never understood the appeal of being a brony. I'm like, there's not a thing you're supposed to get. It's just a thing, Like, there's no angle to it. Like, everyone always asks me about it. Like, there's some sort of trick. I don't know how to describe it, but it's weird. But overall, the idea of being a brony is obviously watching My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and enjoying it and taking something from it, and not just, mocking it, which a lot of ignorant people like to do.
Okay.
You want to take on it?
Brony. I was talking to these guys earlier. For me, being a brony is just, at least for me, being a brony is just supporting. I have a daughter, supporting the message that I believe the show gives to my daughter. I'm sure we'll get, onto what the messages are as the interview goes on. But for me, it's just, I like taking her to everything. I like the people. The conventions are cool, and it's a show that I don't mock. I support. I watch with her. I watch by myself. I enjoy it, and that's just what it is to me personally. I'm sure it's something different to everyone else, but I'm sure a lot of us could agree on at least that much. Most of us share in common.
Chris?
Well, I would be called the Pegasus sister just because
Right.
I'm not a male. And
Obviously.
Hopefully.
What?
You never know.
Yeah, don't mind the black girl. It's okay.
I think that My Little Pony and the subculture that has generated from it is moreover a type of, it's just a subculture of people who are not necessarily targeted towards, because the show is like a little kids show, but it does have things in there that appeal to a wider audience, which is why we have two men who are over the age of 18 who enjoy the show.
Yeah, the largest demographic of the show is actually males between the age 17 and 35. That's actually the largest demographic
Wow.
of Friendship is Magic.
Do y'all watch any other animation or cartoons that's
Yeah.
under for kids under the age
Actually-
18, not the adult animation?
Well, besides the general answer of just about everything that's good, some good comparable examples, I was just talking to Vince about this like 10 minutes ago, is Powerpuff Girls is a good
yes.
example of a show
I'm
that's
definitely a fan.
absolutely awesome, and it's obviously a show that at first glance you'd be like, oh, this is a little girl show, and you watch it, but there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of like intelligent dialogue and well-written things about it that make it appealing to not just little girls.
Okay.
Like when I was growing up, all the guys in my class throughout grade school all watched Powerpuff Girls. There was never a thing about it. Like, the show's awesome. It's that simple. And it's written by Powerpuff Girls is written by Craig McCracken, who also did Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
And he's actually married to Lauren Faust, who's the one who's done Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Friendship is Magic. So that's why there's a similar sense of humor and style among all those shows.
That's something not even I know, and I was supposed to do my research. So
that guy.
I personally, know a lot of, bronies. It's not really a surprise to me. But I've noticed that, watching, documentaries and stuff like that, some
It's a
bronies...
documentary on My Little Pony? Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, there's one on Netflix, actually.
Yeah, I watched it the other day, actually, and bronies get a lot of ridicule. Do you guys come across any of that, any of that brony hate?
I'm bigger than most people, so I don't see a lot.
Yeah.
I think I can't speak for everyone else. I have a daughter, so I can always just kind of push it on her when it comes to her.
It's my daughter.
But,
I watch it to support
I mean,
my
for
daughter.
Ain't nothing crazy
the
on
most
TV.
part, for the most part, the people that I'm around are usually people who either watch it themselves or are in their own kind of My Little Pony might not be for them, but they have their own thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a big craze about people who like the Power Rangers, and they'll wear their stuff. They don't care how old they are or
Yeah.
whatever.
Or like Trekkies or things like
exactly.
that.
We're comparable to them, and I know people might not want to admit it, but everyone has something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it doesn't have to be a cartoon, it doesn't have to be fiction. It could be a brand of cologne. That's just your thing. If you like Chanel, you're gonna wear the perfume. You're gonna have the purse. You're gonna try to have all. That's just that's your thing, and
Right.
this is ours. So
I like Chucks.
the people I deal with usually can understand that, so they'll respect mine, and that's usually how it goes.
Do you, Gary?
I have only gotten compliments about my wallet, except for one guy. It was actually like 3 or 4 days ago. I was coming back from work, and I was with my friend Bethany, and we were getting off the bus, and the bus driver was just like, "I got one question for you." And I was like, "Yes." And he said, "Is that actually a Rainbow Dash wallet?" And he's sitting there like laughing, and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, you gotta tell me, that's gotta be like your girl's or something, right? You're just borrowing it? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh man. And I'm like, the fact that you recognize it though is something, isn't it? And he's just like, I guess you're right. And I was like, okay.
That's not too bad though.
Yeah, that's probably the most like
I'm
question
assuming girls
I've
don't get
gotten
as
about
much
it.
negativity towards it
Actually,
as the guys.
I do because
okay.
my boyfriend is really critical of my brother's liking towards My Little Pony, because he's one of those people that he doesn't know the culture itself, so he just sees all of these things online where it's ridiculing, like it's all these fat old men fantasizing about ponies and the plot, and
Oh,
the
no.
running joke is that people watch it for the plot, or like pony butt.
So they think it's like a fetish type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for some people though it actually is, but I don't know if we want to get into that right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little weird. That's maybe before an after hours show or
Yeah.
something. Pony, but you know what? That's a whole nother segment. Comment and let us know if you want us to talk about that, and we will bring these guys back and
I only live a couple blocks away.
we'll talk about pony butt. But yeah, watching the documentary, I thought it was really interesting to see how many people, of an adult age gain something more than just, entertainment. The ideal that, My Little Pony friendship is magic teaches something to someone, above the age of 21.
I think it's more of the I can't say the word. The simpleness of it. Just it's not perverted, or it's not like just something crazy. It's something you can watch and be like, oh, I can relate, even if it's for little girls I can relate to having friends. I can relate
exactly.
to loving people.
It's
I can
very
relate
much
to that. It don't have to
like
be
that.
like I love you and then I have to cut your head off, or I have to kill you, or I have to do this crazy stuff to you.
It's very
like this
wholesome.
simple, wholesome. I don't have to pervert it type stuff, which is I think is great.
And I love how, from what I've seen, they kind of step into the political aspect of people and kind of make it relatable to, young folks, and
Different
older
things people go through.
get something from it too. Everybody needs that every once in a while.
See, for me, it's very similar to a show I used to watch every day with my grandma, Arthur. In case everyone.
I love Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur. Everybody knows a little bit about Arthur.
Like, I'll still watch the show if it's on, and
yeah.
I'm almost 18. But
True. That walk.
The little Jamaican music.
but I've noticed, they're all the same thing. They're
Yeah.
all trying to teach good lessons to kids and adults. And I think the big thing is that people like Julian, they can watch it with their kid and they won't get bored. They won't sit there the whole time.
Yeah, that's the goal when she wrote the show. She wanted it to be enjoyable
To everybody.
to everybody. Yeah.
There's a lot of
Feel
kid
everybody.
shows that I just can't watch. I like, I'm not. This is too boring. I can't even get into this.
Yeah.
But at the same
SpongeBob.
time, while all that's admirable, just like in Arthur, when I was younger watching Arthur, I was waiting for the day that Binky snapped and did beat up someone.
No, I do.
It's
You
like-
know
what? Yeah, he
It's
was
the
a
same
school
thing
bully,
with
but he never.
My Little Pony.
He was like the nicest
I
bully ever.
want in the show, for the most part, it's one of the characters, Twilight,
Yes.
trying to talk about all kinds of stuff going on, trying to solve problems or whatever. And that's it. Sometimes you just, it's cool, the subliminal messages and what they're trying to teach, but at the same time, you just want to see her, you want to see her win. You want to see her get it done.
Yeah,
like at the end, you're just kind of like, I'm in this with you. We can figure this out. Come on, let's
I think
get
that's
this
more
done.
when the kids get a little older and
I'm about to be 23 in a week.
Talking about the little kids. Do y'all watch the old version of My Little Pony? Is it the same? Is it similar? Or is it totally different from the 80s version?
I've actually tried it just for lulz because it's on Netflix, and I'm like, it's nothing similar. Like,
Is it a different writer?
Yeah, it's a completely different writer, completely different style, and most of the other My Little Pony shows are just like, typical TV crap.
Okay.
But the difference with Friendship is Magic, like I said, was Lauren Foster's the one who wrote and made the show. And if you've ever watched Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends or Dexter's Lab or Powerpuff Girls, then you understand what possible appeal there could be to said show.
Oh, I've definitely
yeah.
watched those things, and I've got to say, boy day, nothing to do, some hot chocolate, some popcorn, some Dexter's Laboratory, some
Yeah, there you
Powerpuff
go.
Girls. I am the man. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm there.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, definitely check out the new Powerpuff Girls episode that aired last week. It was pretty good.
Last Monday.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to come back and talk to you guys about that too. But I want to thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you being
You
here.
have any more comments? Just something y'all wanted to add about,
Just check it out.
Okay.
For people who are skeptical.
Just give the first episode a try and see if it makes you chuckle at least like
So
2 or
that
3 times.
pilot episode with the bad guy who was like made up of all the different animal parts.
Oh no, that's later. That's like at the end of the first season.
Okay.
Okay,
Second
so that's
season.
not the first episode. That's like
Yeah, but Discord, he's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite characters. He's voiced by John Delancey, the guy.
Yes.
It's Q from Star Trek. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
John Delancey. If John Delancey can be a part of this culture, so can you.
Yeah.
But yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot for sure.
any.
People are always saying, we're 90s kids, things like that. And I feel like this really does embody like the feeling of the 90s, like trying
Yeah.
to push the boundaries a little bit, but still being very wholesome and
That's-
very lesson teaching.
That's very
Yeah.
true. That's a hell of a good way to word
Yeah,
it.
it's a lot of changes going on. Where
We're talking about bronies, and the word hell was used. Awesomeness. So that's this segment.
comments, concerns.
subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks for watching.
Hi, we at Bridgeport Games, Commons and Games, 3323 South Bridgeport. Sorry, they messed me up. Halsted, on Halsted Street. This is the discussion.
Okay.
Thank you for subscribing. If you did, if not, please do.
Please do subscribe. It helps support our show. Helps give us the reason to keep filming and whatnot. Leave comments. Like us. Share it. Please share it.
If you want to make fun of us, still share the show.
Positive, negative comments.
Don't comment on
always
my
appreciated.
introduction or my ending because
Comment on it. Comment on anything
it
else
gets
we've
up.
seen.
I know.
Whatever.
Because this is a reoccurring thing with her. It's going to keep happening.
Practice
So-
make perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and so does failure.
seeing you.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hope I see
So
you again.
thanks for watching, and watch our older clips and new ones. And
Tell
later.
us how bad we are. Thanks.
Oh, how great
love
we
you.
are and adorable. Bye.
It's going on forever.
Mwah.
They gonna hear that.